Back in 2001, when GSM came into Nigeria, accessibility of mobile phones were limited. Mobile call booths were available under trees, umbrellas for those who wanted to reach out to their families or loved ones. But now it has become a thing of the past. A similar idea has sprung up, targeting the banking sector, called the POS, point of sale. Does the POS have the potential of displacing banks or ATMs? Let's find out from the masses what they think about using POS and the accessibility of cash withdrawals.
Well, it all depends. When it's very convenient for me, I go to the bank. But when it's not convenient for me, POS is more convenient because you can have it everywhere. At the point, I was skeptical. Because of we have a lot of frauds going on these days. Yes, and I have seen people with bitter experience, using POS. But I think by and large, I think now, I think it's okay.
In our system currently, I think POS is more easier somehow. For example, POS cannot seize your card, so that is the advantage. And sometimes when you use your POS, you get paid instantly. But the only little disadvantage about POS is the decline in transaction, and most times it reverses back, just like normal ATM machine. But the disadvantage in ATM is that sometimes when it sees your bank, possibly weekend, or you're using another bank ATM, you cannot get your ATM card that same day back. They will refer you back to your bank, and you start, going through the process. There's a queue in the bank, but because in the society where we are right now, we need a quick cash in anything we're doing, since they said it's cashless society. So in any corner of finance, there's always POS. So it's better for me to use the POS where they will deduct their normal money.
When I started, although customer was afraid because they were thinking I was a fraud POS person. So the time came and they begin to patronize, and they now saw trust in it, and they start coming. And after that, I also faced a challenge of fraud people doing fake transfer. Normally, when we started, I normally receive phone transfer, but then when I receive a fraud set of people, I stopped doing I stopped accepting a phone transfer.
With the news about the Yahoo boys using it to scam and all that, yes, I've actually been scared, and I'm also still scared. Just that it's closer to my house, so I prefer using it because there are some people that I actually trust. So I just make use of one particular person to withdraw.
It's very fast. You can just go there, withdraw your money under 2 minutes, and you're out. But for the bank, you have to waste time before you didn't reach your turn. You're not even sure if you reach your turn, there'll still be money at the ATM.
Challenges I faced when I started was the network issue and every other thing. People don't know what is called POS then. So a lot of challenges like debits, they will think that it's scams or every other thing. But thank God now, many of them have known the business.
I asked the POS users if they think the POS is taking over the bank.
No, they are not. They are not taking their customers. They still have their own customers. Why we POS agents, we still have our own customers.
We are working for the bank as well, so it's not taking the bank customers. As for me now, I'm first bank agent. You understand? So I'm still working for them.
I like one aspect of it because it has served as an empowerment to a lot of people, yes.
In a bid to find out if POS is being used for fraudulent activities, this is what they have to say.
Fake money, fake transaction, that is fake debit, credit transaction. So many. Someone said, they will just do fake transaction for you. You will see debited, but it's fake. You give them cash, they will go, you not see it. There are many risks. Some small customers, they will use small change, they will not bring it back.
I've been robbed, but nevertheless, I actually went to withdraw. In the process, they came to rob the girl that was with the POS, so all of us were victims.
Well, personally, I've not been defrauded because most times I do transfer a lot. So you just occasionally I use my card. So, but the few times that I've used it, I'll first of all ask them if there's network. The only time POS will have issues when they have breakdown in network based on the network they are using. But ATM too is doing their job, but I think POS has taken over.
What are the processes or steps one has to take to get a POS? This is what one of the users of POS have to say.
First of all, when you order for the POS, then if the POS is available, you have it for like in 1 month's time or maybe 1 week time. Yes, but when it's not available, then it will take a longer time, like in 5 months, sometimes 3 months. Yes, and there are some procedures you have to take, like they will send you a form to fill, to put your BVN account details and everything, and the business name, the name you want to use for the business, and your address and everything. You are buying the POS. So like this thing, the amount is 40,000 naira per one. It's 35,000 plus agent fee, like the aggregator. The agent that will bring the POS, you have to give him 5,000 naira. So everything becomes 40,000 naira for everything. So after the process and everything, when the POS is ready, like when you make any transaction, like every transaction, they have their own charges they charge for every transaction you make every day. The rates are like, you know, the way I'm sitting outside here now, you know, some people might be passing and you don't know who they are. They might be looking at you saying that this guy is using money. So like some places, that's why you see rob, like they rob some POS people in some areas that are bad. But like here, thank God, this is safe for me.
In a bid to find out more about the use of POS, its advantages and disadvantages, I had an interview with a software engineer. This is what he has to say.
One very good factor that I would hold on to would be ease of doing business. Everybody wants to get things done faster because expectation has changed for every other person. So things need to be done faster, both transactions and every other thing that we do daily. Before now, the POS was developed mainly for the bank and banking operations, and then for very big businesses to have like a form of presence or a bank presence within the organization. But over time, I think a lot more organizations or a lot more sectors adopted it. And then in recent time, given to or as a result of the COVID incidents last year, discovered that given that the banks were shut down for a long period of time, as Nigerians as we are and as innovative as we are, we found another use case for the POS. Upward of 90% of fraud cases gets apprehended, given that for funds to move from one person, it ends up in another account. So we can easily track funds moving from account A to account B. But then in some rare cases, we'll find some people who are quite dubious. I've heard of cases where people impersonate others or get their cards and then make use of those cards to maybe buy one thing or the other online and then deliver it somewhere else where they just go to pick it up. So for such cases, which are rare, it becomes very difficult to track or apprehend the culprits. But beyond that, for cases where someone steals someone else's card or since you already has the PIN to someone else's card, maybe as a result of past transaction or the other, finds a way to maybe get the card and try to use it for transaction. Such cases are usually trackable because at the end, that person would want to, or the person will usually go to maybe another cash point to get cash. So you can always track that. Also, the cases of transfers from one account to another can always be tracked.
While digital technology and the use of mobile banking system have eased transactions for many, it has also come with its own challenges, as fraudsters and scammers are taking advantage of unsuspecting persons. Is there further need for people to be vigilant and beware of such scammers? Banks and financial institutions should also continue to create awareness on the use of POS and how to avoid being scammed.